Now, what can you do while you're here at the zoo today? Well, besides not throwing anything into the pool in front of you or any animals exhibit here at the zoo, picking up trash as you see and throwing it away can make a really big difference. Also, if you have any plastic bottles or aluminum cans, go ahead and recycle those. We have a lot of bins located along the pathways. As you're walking throughout the zoo, we'll take that. Even your zoo map that you have, if you don't want to take that home as a souvenir, we'll take it off your hands and recycle it for you. Doing all these things are going to help make our planet a really beautiful place and healthy place for all of the living beings that are on this earth. Now, to get you guys excited about recycling and doing your part for the environment, we're going to go ahead and turn up the music and see if the dolphins can get the splash zone wet.
Don't ever let me be. I only wanna be by your side. Please, don't ever let me be. I only wanna be by your side. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing, yeah. Oh yeah, you really got me now. Got me so I can't see that day.
But all of those big splashes that the dolphins just made, that's actually a way that dolphins can communicate to each other. So maybe they're a little bit agitated. That could be a warning, say stay away. I'm not really in a good mood. Other things they can do is smack their tail on the surface of the water. This is also going to make a really loud noise, and it can also stun fish, making it easier for them to catch. Now, other ways that they can communicate are through vocalizations. And dolphins are known to make about 30 to 40 different vocalizations. We have a few on hand cue we'd like to demonstrate to you guys. The first one you're going to hear is what we as trainers typically hear when it seems like the dolphins are trying to get our attention. We call it a squawk. It's pretty irresistible, and it's hard to ignore that. Now, other sounds that they make, you may be familiar with the term called echolocation. This is a form of a biological sonar that the dolphins have built in. How it works is they emit a series of clicks that travel out in front of them and bounce off objects and return to them in their lower jaw. They're able to make a mental image of what's in front of them. So if they're swimming in dark and murky waters, they're going to probably use their echolocation to help find their way around, even food that might be hiding underneath the sand. So true echolocation is microseconds long, so this is a slowed down version we call the click. All right. Nova has some beautiful vocalizations that she's showing off to you guys. Now finally, you and I have a fingerprint, and it's unique to us. Nobody else has the same fingerprint as you do. Well, this sound that you're about to hear, that the dolphins make, is called their signature whistle. And it's unique to them, and it is an identifying feature of them. So it's how other dolphins know who is in the pool. And it's also very useful for mother calf recognition. They will establish their signature whistle, and it's very important for them to be able to find each other. Now, what you're going to hear is not their true signature whistle, but it's a beautiful noise, and it sounds very similar, that we call the bird chirp. All right, now this one you're going to hear, Nova used to be the only one that would make this noise. Now her daughter Kalei and her half-sister Indy, just by sitting next to Nova, started offering this sound as well, because they're very good mimickers. They can pick things up very well. I don't think Ripley makes it over there, so here's what we call her shiner. I guess she's being shy. All right. She doesn't want to do it, but I heard somebody over there trying to make a sound. Now we'll move on to a different sound that we're not sure where they picked it up from. Certainly not from the trainers. I don't know if anybody out there has been teaching them this, because we call it the raspberry. All right. Now, how do we get the dolphins to do all these really cool things? Well, it's pretty simple. I can give Nova a hand signal, like maybe I want her to wave, so I give her the hand signal, and if she does it correctly, what she is, I'm going to blow my whistle. That lets her know, hey, you're doing the correct behavior, and a reward like a fish is on its way. Now, they love fish, but other things that we can give them as a reward are back rubs, belly rubs, tactile, or maybe some toys that they want to interact with, or just letting them sit next to another dolphin that they really enjoy spending time with. Anything that's reinforcing to the animals is a good thing. It's a way for us to create their bond with them. When they come out here and do shows, we want to make sure that the dolphins are having a good time. They want to participate with us. So we make sure that we work really close with them so that they're having fun. We have to read the animals. They certainly will let us know if they don't want to do something. Other things that we need to establish this bond with is because we do health and husbandry behaviors. Does anybody out there have a cat or a dog? Nobody out there has a cat or a dog? Okay, I knew a few people out there did. Well, you know that if you take them to the veterinarian, a lot of times they want to take a small blood sample, and that's a good way for them to see how that animal is physically. Well, the same thing with the dolphins. The vets like to have a blood sample taken from the animals, and that's a good way to indicate how their body is doing. They can't necessarily tell us if they're not feeling good if we can't read them. Animals are very good at masking their illnesses. So doing things like taking blood samples is a very good way for us to care for animals. And with the dolphins, how we do is we ask them for their tail flukes, like Nova is presenting to me right here. And we can hold their tail flukes in a nice calm position, and this is how we're going to take a sample from them. Just like this, holding their flukes, and we can have a main vein right here in their flukes where we can take a blood sample, and she's going to hold just like this. As you can see, at any time, she can swim away if she doesn't want to participate. But by bonding with them, we're able to train them to do these voluntary medical procedures. And by having them participate in their own medical procedures, it's going to eliminate a lot of stress on their part. But other things that we can work with the dolphins with are all the fun things that you guys like to see. Those big jumps and flips throughout the air and even in the water are very impressive, and they're important as well. You see Angela on the right-hand side, she has a target pole. It's basically a stick with a buoy on it, but this is a basic marine mammal training device. And the first thing that we train the animals to do is to target the end of their mouth or rostrum to it, and then they'll learn to follow it. So she's working with Taz to do his pirouettes. Now he's got the motion down, but he needs to learn how to control his body. Sometimes he gets a little excited and is all over the place, so she can actually use it to help stabilize him. You see he's doing a good job. And you heard her blow her whistle because he did a good job, and he's gonna get a big fish. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is turn up the music and show off some more of these high energy behaviors.